The Voice is a massive con. Congratulations to Janet Albrechtsen for a superb article on the weekend, and also actually Jacinta Price's article as well. Two terrific articles. You must read them because that explains it all, what a con and what a rort all this is. James, The Voice.
Well, The Voice, and again, Janet Albrechtsen absolutely belled the cat on this one, and she forensically, legally dissects the verbiage that Anthony Albanese announced at the Garma Festival a few weeks ago, and says that, you know, underneath this whole cover of good manners, you know, it's just good manners to ask people about things. Well, you know, and we're going to respond to the Uluru Statement from the heart. So if you don't like it, then you're heartless. You listen to the gaslighting that's going on here, but at the heart of the matter is that it has this word about on matters that may affect Indigenous people, which, of course, you take that to a high court. Activist lawyers, activist judges commit lawfare, and suddenly absolutely every single thing that we do, you do, I do, every regulation, every rule, every law, then has to go through this voice process, because if they don't, then that law could be ruled invalid by the High Court. Janet Albrechtsen makes the point that if you go down this road, it is the end of parliamentary democracy as we know it, because this voice organization, and we know how it's going to be funded or anything else, is going to have complete control over every rule, every law, every regulation that's made in this country. It is not about good manners. No. It is about power, pure and simple.
It is about totalitarianism. Rita, Janet makes the point that she actually took the wording to a number of lawyers, to senior people within the legal profession, constitutional lawyers and so on. They went through it. A job that clearly Labor hasn't bothered doing or doesn't want to do. At least Peter Dutton seems to be heading down this path. I hope he sticks to it, but he kind of says, well, every law could apply to Indigenous Australia, which is the point of the whole thing. Every single law, anything, by definition, applies to everybody in this country. By definition, it therefore applies to any Indigenous Australians within the country or those who identify as such. It is a con. Again, it's a rort.
It's far worse than that. It is far worse than that. But you mentioned Labor hasn't bothered to look at the legal advice about what this could mean and the lawfare that would follow. What about the coalition? Where is Julian Leeser, who's been championing this madness instead of fighting against
Julian Leeser, stick
rid
Jacinta
of him.
Price in the job and get some lawyers. And why are they leaving Jacinta out there on the end of the branch to blow in the breeze? Where is the massive Liberal machine behind her to support her?
Never mind everything that was in that piece and what the legal experts have said could and will likely happen if this goes ahead. Just on the principle of it, the fact that this would undermine the democratic principle of one man, one vote, the fact that you're going to have racial privilege enshrined in the Constitution, these are things that should be absolutely clear to any coalition alternative government, and yet they're waiting in the wings going, oh, no, we want to get a bit more detail before we come with our formal response.
You know, Julian Leeser should simply be taken out of the portfolio because he has committed himself to passing the voice. That's all his language seems to be saying. You know, and I'm sorry, no, the job of the opposition is to oppose a bad idea. And this is a really bad idea. And you know what? There are so many Australians out there who are against this, but they feel like they're going to be left hanging. They feel like they're going to be tarred as bigots and racists and terrible, heartless people. And the coalition needs to give them cover.
Right. This is why it's so important that Peter Dutton gets out there, the coalition gets out there. They get rid of the bedwetters and they say, we oppose this on principle. It is the death of democracy, as Janet Albrechtsen says. It is not going to go ahead because the moment the opposition come out and say no to this thing, it is dead in the water. There is no way a referendum will pass if one of the political parties is against it. It's critical that Dutton does this now, reads the paper today, checks out what the problem is with the Liberal Party. You don't have a backbone, guys. You don't stand for anything. Now's your chance to stand for something. Now's your chance to actually say, we have the best senator in Australia, Jacinta Price. We have our voice. The Liberal Party has the best voice on Indigenous affairs in Australia. We're going to listen to her. We're putting her centre forward, and we are backing her to the hilt. And your Andrew Braggs, your Simon Birminghams, your Julian Leeses, go away, disappear. Cross the floor and join your mates on the Labor Party and the Liberals and the Greens if you want to, but leave the Liberal Party to oppose this rubbish.